name? No, you didn't. I don't know why I can't find you on Loking. But anyway. Okay, so here's a replay analysis of EternumFidelitas. Is against a Malzahar. Okay, let's see your runes. Can't really say you don't have any AD, so you have a bunch of AP. Yeah, you have AP Quints. Magic resist blues, health per level. Maybe I don't know what your seals are, but magic pen and reds, that's fine. Okay, so you went dark seal first, that's fine.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Okay, so I'm guessing, like, you won the game, but I'm guessing you want tips on the Malzahar matchup, so I'll try to focus on the laning phase as much as I can. Okay, so one thing you want to scout at is Malzahar the type of Malzahar to E the wave, or is he the type of Malzahar to E you? So you gotta keep that in mind. He's not Eing you right now, which is weird. He has Q first, so you can play pretty up on this guy. Q is on a 5-second cooldown, so you should definitely first, if you want to start trading with the Malzahar, you gotta pop a shield early. Malzahar naturally shoves the waves, so it's okay if you end up shoving yours. But you want to pop a shield ASAP, and then just constantly keep up that pressure, because if you don't, then he's gonna not be scared of you. If you Q the wave, then he knows that the next Q is not going to go to him, or is not going to damage him, so there's no real threat to him. Okay, so that's fine. He does have E now. Generally, what you want to do around the Malzahar matchup is you want to like try to not get E'd, and if he E's the minion wave and he tries to push there, then you can go in on him. Remember that it's good that you set up your Q here. Remember, you wanna Shimpo like on him, because a lot of the damage comes from your Shimpo and your dagger hitting at the same time. First of all, your dagger didn't hit, so make sure you Shimpo onto him, and it's okay if you get E'd because you have pots. So don't be too afraid to get harassed as long as you trade efficiently with him. He didn't even put a point into E. Alright, now he did. Jesus Christ. Okay, so he's not even Eing. Okay, so I can already tell that this Malzahar isn't really trying to E you or anything. He's just trying to Q and harass. It's okay if you go in on him when he is pretty like this. First of all, if you do any trade and he stays he's gonna stay He doesn't really have anything else to use his mana besides his Doran's ring. If you actually went on him to trade, and I'm not talking about just like you should have traded before, I'm just saying in general, against any Malzahar, if this guy is just spamming his Q and getting his mana this low, you could jump on him and he'd probably have like what, like 10-20% mana where you can just regen your health. So he can't regen his mana, but you can regen your health. So that's the difference there. And that's why Katarina is like good. That's how you take advantage against manaless champs. But second of all, shit, I forgot what I was going to say, so I'm just going to keep going. I remember I had one other thing to say, but maybe it'll come up. So you're level 3, right? He's going to try to go for this minion here. He might like use any skill or whatever, but you should pressure this CS. And you should like eat WQ, because thing about the Malzahar shield is you can easily pop it with your first E. So you pop it with your first E, eat WQ, you get two dagger spins off and 1 Shimpo if you do it right. So you should have pressured that. You know he's gonna walk up. You wanna be able to get people when they when you know like they're the most vulnerable, or when you can predict them. Another thing, you know how you use your Shimpo here, right? Holy shit, that was loud. You know how you use your Shimpo here, right? You should try your best not to use too many skills on the wave, because the more skills you use on the wave, the more you can't go in for a combo. So you wanna generally you want to farm with autos and you want to use your skills to trade. So, and the best time when Katarina can trade is if all your skills are up. So using like a skill here puts a lot less pressure on him because half your damage is already over here. You know what I mean? So use your skills to generally trade and use your autos to farm. Okay, so I saw someone there, so he's trying to actually bait it. Who is their jungler anyway? It's a Boomoo. But yeah, it seems like you're just gonna shove in. I think Malzahar is one of those champions you can't take advantage of. W? You didn't. Oh. Wait. It's 3, 2, 1. So you had your Shumpo up. The moment you Shumpo onto him, as long as you Shumpo right, you should be able to pincer him between daggers. So you E, pop a shield, you should WQ right away. So that the sooner you Q, the further away the dagger will be from the tower, because he's trying to walk here. So the dagger is going to bounce like around here maybe. And you'd maybe, if anything, take one tower shot. But you should have thrown your combo out faster. As soon as you E onto someone, WQ. And another thing that I don't agree with is like every time you throw a Q, you jump in to pick up that dagger. That shoves your wave. That puts him in a better position. Don't do that. You want the enemy to walk up because you want to be able to take advantage of him overextending. But here, it's here it's good. Oh. Oh. Juke the Q. Okay, you probably shouldn't have ignited there. Should put a little early. If you didn't Shumpo there, you could have potentially walked away. Okay, so Malzahar is pretty overextended without much mana. You can definitely jump in on him. Like, first of all, like, okay, you got a little bit of damage off, but he gets a pretty good trade off you. So you see how even if he eats you, he doesn't really do that much damage. So you could have totally traded with him early. But the thing is, like, you kept pushing your wave, so that Malzahar kept you kept putting Malzahar in a safer position. Don't shove in wave, and don't use your skills to necessarily like farm the wave, because generally you don't want your wave pushed in general. It's safer for you. It's safer for you, and it's a lot less safer for them if they have their waves pushed into you. So how much money do you have? You have 782. Okay, I'm expecting a Gunblade buy. Okay, so like your wave is a lot smaller than his. So then inevitably his wave's gonna like push in, and once it gets to like the mage minions, that's when he has to actually walk up, and that's when he's gonna be overextended. You have to like be a little patient. There's no low minions for you to really kill except here, but none of them are being attacked. So I'd rather only farm when the minions get low. But here you're shoving in the wave, and you just take free damage, and you don't really have much to trade with him. But he's now. You could have definitely played laning phase a lot more aggressive, and part of doing that is putting yourself in a position where you can. He's now, so there's really not much to be scared of. I think at this point I'll probably just shove in the wave and just back. I think you already messed up laning a little bit. You keep doing this one combo where it's like you Q and then you E and then you W away and then you try to hit him. That combo isn't always guaranteed. If you want a guaranteed combo on them, you should eat WQ and know that like you'd rather trade mana for health. Trading mana for health is super worth it on you. Because Malzahar can't gain mana as fast. Look, it goes up like very little. But yeah, learn to use your combo aggressively by Eing first onto him. You should be backing right now, honestly. Malzahar decides to back. Okay, that's fine. If you Malzahar decides to back, you can just shove in the wave. Okay, and just back. Okay, let's see what you get. I hope you sell that. I hope you undo that. Are you waiting for a pot? Oh my god. Okay, so you went QSS first. You're playing way too scared on this mouse. I just told you a bunch of ways where you can play aggressive on this guy, and you're just playing way too scared. You have no damage. Now, because you have QSS, you can't out-damage him. You can't really out-damage him anymore. He just has too much innate damage on his own. If anything, you should have probably just like went in there and tried to engage, because you have QSS. My buy here, you would have, like, if you have like a few longswords, that's fine. Let's see what he has. He has a lost chapter, right? He has a lost chapter. Let me just talk about this. So he has a lost chapter. You had like what, 1,200 gold? You could have bought like two longswords and an Amtome.
Welcome to the
Maybe even like a Negatron, if anything, if you're that scared. But you can't trade with this Quicksilver Sash. If he doesn't use ulti, and he just pokes you down, it wouldn't really matter. On top of that, it's on a 90-second cooldown, so this really isn't worth it. If you had like longswords and stuff like that, if you could potentially bait out all his damage and still come out winning the trades, because I don't think he does that much damage right now. He probably doesn't do that much damage right now. Malzahar with the lost chapter is not much damage. He has 25 extra AP, and that's it. So yeah, don't be too scared. Don't build QSS until like second item. Okay, EQSS. Alright, now what? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't really add up to anything. It means you just didn't die and that's it. And now Malzahar just has the edge on you. Okay, wait. Alright, there's another thing that I do want to mention. Yeah, QSS does help you get away from a mouse, right? But in general, let's look at the matchup. You have Katarina versus Malzahar. If you jump in on the Malzahar, he gets a lot of free damage off, right? So generally, you don't want to jump in on a Malzahar too aggressively, or else he will throw your full burst at you, and you might not be able to react. You want to do it when the time is right. That's if anything. But if he doesn't give you that chance, then you shouldn't be jumping in on him at all. QSS basically allows you to jump in and cancels ulti, but that's it. You don't get any advantage off of it. You just take off his ulti. In this matchup, if you build damage, you're better off just farming and waiting for your jungler to help you. That's like probably the best thing you could do. But because you're Shumpoing in a lot, Malzahar is getting a lot of damage. You should just let Malzahar push you in and just like farm with your Q or something. And farm safely. Look at that, he's just autoing the minions. See how much money you have. So right now you do just want to farm. You're in a pretty dangerous spot right now. So just push out the wave. I advise you back like very soon. Because if you're in lane with a QSS and you're like 30% health, you're pretty useless.
Red team double kill.
Well, at least bot lane's doing well. So waiting for him to push in. See how QSS doesn't really give you an advantage? It just keeps you from dying and that's it. Like, you don't want to buy items like that. You want to buy items where you can effectively trade, if anything. If it's like a defensive item, you want an item that can effectively trade. Like, if you go like tank, like Chain Vest or Bombing Cinder or whatever, you can at least trade with your opponent. But with QSS, you can't. You just get rid of the mouse ulti, and that's it. If you can go in after the mouse ulti, that'd be more worth it. But you're getting too low every time he ults you. So I'd rather play around the ulti rather than playing around your QSS while he has ulti. You know what I mean? It's just a lot smarter. And it makes you a lot more useful later on. Roam top. Will this work? First of all, you should consider the fact that you don't really have damage. Wow, this Darius is just super overextended. Did you get that? Q. Okay. Few things I gotta note here. Okay. So you saw Mumu here. First of all, you shouldn't be too scared. But you W'd because you were scared. He had no way to fucking get to you, first of all. So you lose half of what your combo can like do. Second of all, you see Darius overextending for the Shen, right? Vi's coming in. So what you want to do is you want to wait for Darius to start running the way he has to run. Then you throw your Q. You have your Shimpo. So if anything, don't throw your Q here. Because the moment you throw your Q, it's going to land around here. Darius just wants to run his ass this way. So throwing your Q here is bad because it's going to land here and you want to use your Q to set up. If anything, if you wanted to throw your Q that early, you should have Shimpo'd here around where Vi is and throw your Q so that it ends up where he's trying to run. But you throw your Q early and then you throw your ulti. If you want to get a full guaranteed ulti off, you should E onto him first. Here I wouldn't have thrown my Q so early. If anything, I would have known that Darius was gonna be pretty low. Once he starts like overextending on the Shen, I would know that Darius would maybe start taking tower and just get low. I would start cutting him off already. I wouldn't walk up here. I'll start cutting him off here and maybe blow ulti there or something. If anything, you knew he was gonna walk here, so you could have positioned yourself here instead. So let's say Darius is here, right? Let's say you positioned yourself here instead and you didn't use any of your abilities. You can position yourself here as if you Shimpo'd, Q, and then it'll block his path and you just E right on him. That's fine too. You just gotta make sure you position yourself for your Q, because some people just throw it out for no reason. There's some people just throw it out just to get the damage. So yeah, that could have been... Oh, and that flash there was a little necessary just because you were gonna kill him regardless. Whoop. Okay, Shen ulti. Guessing you guys are gonna keep pushing this. Okay, so you know their top lane is gonna be up. Shen's just standing there for no reason when he should be helping you take it. Throwing your W out there was pretty bad. Kyosas. You're looking to E on the next minion wave. Just walk towards the minion wave and E. Okay, good. Let's see what items you have. 1355. You don't have to back this far, by the way. Like, you don't have to go this far. You could have just backed around here. You would have been fine. As long as you, like, if you feel like you're in danger, just ward. But generally, they're not going to waste that much time on you. My throat is so dry. Ugh, so much talking. Yeah, bot lane tower's gone. So your bot lane should be helping you try to get mid lane, because mid lane is the only tower that's up right now. So you got Cutlass, that's fine. So here you don't really want to get aggressive or anything. You just want to farm and stuff like that, because it's like laning phase is kind of over. So be careful when you jump in like that. Like, the moment you jump in, he's gonna throw all your skills at you. So, hold on. Let me go back to that specific time. Okay. So first of all, you threw your Q when none of the minions were low. That's a problem, because the moment you throw your Q and they all get low, you kind of have to go in. Like, you want to at least get a CS with your Q or something. You know, that's how it worked with the old cat. So this kind of forces you to go in. So you go in. First of all, you get none of the CS. You didn't get these two. You didn't get the one over here, because you threw your Q too early. And you jump in, and then he immediately starts attacking you. First of all, his E was on this minion, so it's gonna obviously go to you. So you have to keep track of that minion with the E. You gotta keep track of his E. Second of all, he kind of pushed you out. So you know what that means? Because you're pushed out of the lane, you lose these two minions. Like, these little things that make you lose farm, it's what's keeping you. It's what keeps players behind. You gotta play smart, and you can't just do things recklessly. You gotta be very aware and play things a lot more patient. So like, you don't want to just throw your Q randomly like that. That's not gonna really accomplish much. See, all you did was like get the wave low, and it's like, it's such a dangerous thing you could do. If you did this in like silver gold elo, they would punish you super hard. Just play it safe. No need to do anything fancy. Okay, Dragon's up in 115. Your team should be grouping to try to help you take this mid tower. Shen's shoving really hard top, so they gotta bring pressure top. Hope you make this pick on MF. Yo, fucking Nautilus fast as fuck. He has Mobies, right? Oh my. Oh my god. Okay. You should start roaming. You should start roaming up here. You should start roaming up here. Even if they decided not to pursue, like, just be aware of what's going on the map and just start running there. Because first of all, you're a cat. You're looking for skirmishes. You're not gonna get ahead in lane anymore.
Welcome to the rice fields, motherfucker!
See, Dragon's up, okay. So you guys take it. And a Mumu does not take it. Uh-oh. Okay. Malzahar ulted there, right? Okay, you could have definitely played that better. Okay, so let's see the position here. So you don't have ulti, that's fine, but you shouldn't have W'd here. You wanted to W to catch up, but W is a huge part of your combo. If you can't go in, if you can't like catch up, sometimes it's not even good to go in at all. But you generally want all your skills up. The only thing you can do right here is like Q and then E, right? So Malzahar decides to ulti. That's perfect for you. You throw your Q and it lands around here. But the thing is, it's right here. If you see your dagger, it's right here. But you jumped on her instead. If you jumped on that dagger, you would have taken out the spell immune. Well, he already got jumped, but you could have kept going. Cause you're still cat, you're still pretty strong, but you're playing a little too scared. You have MR, so like you don't take as much damage as you could. You should have jumped on this dagger, get that return dagger. If you saw Brand here, you could have immediately jumped on him with the EWQ combo, or you could have jumped on Malzahar and Nautilus would have probably helped you. So you shove out this wave. I don't agree with this right now. So then, you don't really have anyone to push with you. All the enemy team, there's like 2 down, but you know the enemy team just came mid, and Shen got fucked for split pushing. Not even split pushing, he was pushing mid lane. So then, you push out this. I predict you guys can't really get anything out of this. But for some reason, where's the enemy? Did Amumu like... Okay, first of all, MF and Brand are coming. Okay, Amumu's farming, and Malzahar decides to push mid. The moment, like you guys were pushing, their enemy team should be coming mid, honestly. But yeah, I think you guys actually get this tower, which is weird. Weird push. It shouldn't have worked, honestly. Okay, so you get Gunblade, that's good. I like the buy. These guys are shoving. Shoving here is a little awkward. You don't know where the enemy is, and there's only 2 of you. So if they were to decide to collapse, then you guys would have been fucked. Plus, pushing with just 2 people is dangerous. Remember, you want to stay with your team and push if anything. Uh oh. Yep, PSS. Okay. That worked out pretty well, but alright, let's slow this down. Alright. You got ulted, right? You mainly bought this QSS, so you don't get ulted by mouse. There's no mouse in sight. You think Amumu is just gonna one-shot you? You think Darius will one-shot you? You see Malzahar and Darius over there, but they cannot follow you up. The moment you QSS, seconds later, they are able to move. So you actually wasted your QSS there because they had no follow-up. So partially Amumu's fault, partially your fault for wasting QSS. You throw your Q. You set up. That's how you set up on a tank. If a tank's up front, you throw your Q and your dagger drops, right? And you wait for the backline to come up. Potentially you could have went in here, but I don't think you have the damage to. You do have Gunblade actually, so maybe, but you could have I think this Malzahar is super squishy. Yeah, look at his fucking items. Like, a Malzahar is scary when he's just not that squishy. But this guy is super fucking squishy. I don't even know what he's building second. Maybe like a Zanya's or something, or Bissell. But mainly you want to save your QSS for Malzahar because that's the guy fucking you over the most. If you eat in here, and you could have potentially blown up Mouse. If he ults you, you just QSS and then you ult right after. You gotta bait his ulti in, and then you potentially could have killed these 2. Like right there. Like he walked up right next to it. So that was his fault. But that's what you ended up doing anyway. Another thing you could do. Okay, so they fucked up. So you ulti, that's fine. The moment you get that reset, you should look to combo your next person. So you get the reset, right? You should EWQ this guy right away so that you deal more damage. More ticks of your ulti isn't gonna kill him. Like, that's not doing anything. So you want to E onto him. If anything, E onto him after he gets out of your ulti range. There's an indicator for a reason. You could have done it a lot sooner. Team gets a little fucked here. Not really. Let's see how much money you have. 672. Decided to farm top, that's fine. Shove the next wave too, and then back. Okay, so there's a lot going on down here. So you being up here is a little off. Let me see the map before you actually moved up. So you decided to move up there. Ash is getting chased. Now it decides to go. And you decide to keep pushing. I would have honestly stopped pushing maybe like after this wave so that I could go back and buy and not waste any more time. The thing about this is if you push this wave, it doesn't allow the wave to stack up here. If you let the minions, if you just let the minions like fight it off here, this wave would have gotten closer and it would have stacked, and it would have put a lot more pressure on this tower. So that's one thing. Hard shoving a wave isn't always a good idea. So decide to back, and like your team's not. I guess they don't really need you. MF was caught off guard, but normally they would have to wait for you. But you're wasting a lot of time being up here. Like you're doing things that aren't relevant right now, like taking a control ward or whatever. You should be here with your team. Try your best to group up with your team. That's like the one reason why people lose games, because they don't group, and it's such a team game. If anything, if you're going up to farm like that, you're looking to just like farm and just back and buy. That's all you're really looking to do. But you went up here to farm, and that wasted like maybe like 2-3 minutes, right? And just roaming around, just not really knowing what to do. And you come back with no real advantage. Because you didn't back and buy. So keep that in mind. Like you wanna if there's a huge wave, you just wanna pick it up, back and buy. Don't really waste your time just doing that and come back and not really get anything out of it. You could have totally killed Nazahar. Wait, what was going on there? Okay, so you saw MF. You could kill this MF right now. If you W Gunblade Q E ult, if you couldn't reach him with Gunblade, you could W first. Gunblade, as long as you get that Gunblade off, you EQ ulti, you would have killed her, 100%. She has the shittiest items. She's 0-5, but instead you stand there and taunt because she laughed at you. While Ashe is getting fucked here.
Welcome to the rice fields, motherfucker.
Wait, what's going on?
Welcome to the rice fields.
Katarina is super dangerous. I don't know if you know this. You're doing the same combo over and over. It's like it's not an efficient combo. All right, hold on. Let me show you what you're doing. Okay, you could have killed him. You could have killed her here again. First of all, she was overextended. Okay, another thing. So you ulti, that's fine. I think Q assisting here was a waste because everyone was trying to run away from you anyway. You Q in, and you're Qing and Wing out. You're doing that same combo and over again. When honestly, like, if you just save your Q and wait for your time to eat WQ, that would be fine too. Wonder if you could have done that any better. Let me see your skills. They have everything up. Yeah, so then... Okay, here, you know Darius wants to kill the fucking Shen, right? Shen is super low. Darius is only going to be focusing the Shen. Instead of throwing your Q out, you could have EWQ'd and immediately put him in like... Immediately hit him with your combo. But instead you're playing way too scared here. And Brand isn't really doing much. And Darius is literally trying to kill the Shen because he tanked tower. So you played a little too scared here. You EW'd. Didn't really accomplish anything. The moment you got that reset, you didn't even have to pick this up. You could have immediately just jumped onto this dagger. If anything, the moment you eat onto someone, you got a W. So you get that Shimpo reset. It's super important to W and get like you wanna in your combos you wanna be able to get your Shimpo resets up. That's like one of the crucial things about playing Cat. So let's see what you get. You get Scimitar straight up. I guess that's fine, because Scimitar is also an AD item. But the thing is, all you really need is the QSS. You don't really need Scimitar in general. It gives you 65 AD, but you could have gotten a lot better options that would have made you a lot stronger. You could have just stuck with the QSS if anything. Okay, so nothing's really happening. You decided to get this top farm. Okay. It's not a farm. Like, as much as I don't agree with this, you should try to stick with your team and try to make plays here. Oh god, bye. Oh my god. And MF is dead. Oh, okay. I swear to god she was gonna walk into that bush. She was gonna face check that shit. So you're over here split pushing, which I don't think is like an ideal position for Cat to be in. Let's Shen split. Okay, you got out of that. Oh god, I don't even know what to say about like what's happening right now. It shouldn't be happening. This whole thing shouldn't be happening right now. Look at the damage. Look at the amount of damage Malzahar actually does, and you were scared of him the whole game. Like, he barely even like... Okay, eventually he was able to DOT you and kill you, but overall, like... He barely did damage. If you're able to like juke some of his skills, it's fine. But you use your QSS for over here with the Mumu. Like, I don't think they had follow up there, so you shouldn't be too scared. You wanna, if you have your QSS, you wanna play it around the Malzahar ulti. But you went in on the Malz after you used QSS, so that was a little questionable. Okay, so your team's pushing. Honestly, this is what should be going on. You splitting top actually killed you. You should be with your team. Stop straying away from your team. Like, look how strong your team is when they're grouped. Just get your team to group, and you should be able to win a lot of games, because a lot of people don't take that into account. Okay, so Malzahar ulted just now, so you saw that. You can kill these two easily. You can kill these two easily. Easily. They would have both died if I was there. Because first of all, Brand just uses stun on the wave. You can E onto a minion, Gunblade, WQ ulti, and you would have killed Brand and reset onto MF right afterwards. But you queued the minions, so you didn't have your Q up. You're gonna keep going, and you QSS. You QSS nothing. Oh, you decided to go to Negatron next.
Blue team's turret has been
Okay, no, Abyssal's fine here actually. MF is like not strong at all, and Malzahar and Amumu and Brand are all AP damage, so that's fine. But I think that if you build an MR item, you don't really want to stack up too much on MR. Like, so basically here, your MR item would be Scimitar, pretty much. And then I wouldn't get Abyssal. I would probably get like Rallies or something if I want more survivability.
Welcome to the rice fields,
Did you not use any of your abilities? Okay, wait. So then, you Gunblade him. Okay, here, you could have potentially killed Brand, like, without having an ulti. You could have EWQ'd and potentially killed him. But I understand that Darius is right here, but if you're jumping on the 3 people, you should kind of play a little... You know you're gonna play, like, a bit of, like, risky, you know? But Darius decides to run away from that, which is weird. EWQ would have been fine. As soon as you jumped on the Brand, you get a reset, and you could have maybe jumped on like Malzahar or something, or just jump out. But you didn't need to ulti there. You should be a little more like,
executed.
if anything, blow all your skills before you go in for like an ultimate or just whatever. Because if you know you're gonna kill them, might as well blow all your skills. You know what I mean? Because then you have more daggers on the ground. That means more options for you. You're gonna get your skills up anyway if you know you're gonna get the reset. Okay, so looks like nothing really happens. The team gets overwhelmed. Amumu for some reason keeps ulting you every time you QSS it. Like, that makes no sense to me. Malzahar has no damage because you know Morello's Zanya's. Those are really... Morello's is good, but not Zanya's as a second item. Oh god, what's going on? Jesus Christ. Save me from these bugs. Alright. Alright, let's go over this replay. So first of all, you played way too scared on Mal's. I think maybe, how to say, laning phase, you had to play a little bit more aggressive on Malzahar. He wasn't really eating anything, which was weird. It looked like he was trying to eat you more or less, but even if his Q is down, that's a lot of his damage gone. Because if his Q is down and he E's you, he can't get the double E off. Because the moment you E someone with Malzahar and you Q them, you get the E happens again. So when he's using his skills on the wave, you could jump on him and play aggressive. But a lot of times you couldn't jump on him because his because you kept using your skills on the wave. You want to farm with your autos every time you can and use your skills to trade. Another thing is your use of Q in lane was backfiring, because when you use your Q on a wave and you don't actually pick up any CS and you go in and you just pick up the dagger, you're just shoving the wave for Malzahar to be in a safer position. So that also fucked you over. Whenever Malzahar like overextends and he uses and he's lacking like a skill because he used it on the wave, you can go in EWQ, and then you'd be able to win the trade flat out. Your your first buy was off. You did build QSS, but the thing about the QSS is you didn't calculate the buy to where it would benefit you. You only bought it just so you can run away from the mouse ulti, and you shouldn't play like that. You want to buy items that give you an advantage, and you know, with QSS you can't really trade. It's like a lot harder to trade. So you want to like buff up on the damage and try to trade like that, because Malzahar wasn't building any defensive stats. He was just building like Morellonomicon, and it's not like he's super like tanky or like he'll one shot you or anything. He's building a Morellonomicon, you know. So as long as you keep track of like his E's and don't get like hit by his Q while your E is on it, you have to juke it, then you should be able to win out on the Malzahar matchup. Other thing is like your combos are a little off. Get used to the Eat WQ combo and play around it. Eat WQ combo, it's on my YouTube video. It's one of my, I think it's my most recently updated besides the replay analysis, so just check that video out and get the hang of that combo, because that combo is super useful. What else? Make sure you stay with your team around mid game and mid to late game. Make sure you stay around your team as much as possible. Make sure you keep track of your daggers. Like there's times where you would Q but not actually jump onto it. And if you buy QSS for Malzahar, make sure to use it for Malzahar, because you've been using it on the Mumu, and the Mumu doesn't really do anything. He's 0-7. So you keep track of like how strong enemies are at the same time. If you like jumped in on a Malzahar without ulting and he ults you right away, you could just ulti right after that and he would die. Yeah, generally your team did really well. So there was not much like mistakes you made that like affected the game overall. So I think you got a little lucky here. You had pretty good teammates. But yeah, that's generally it. Work on your item. Work on playing more aggressive. Don't be too scared. Don't limit yourself to throwing your Q, E, W, and then running away. Don't limit yourself to that combo.
At cat_life, if I donate $20, can we Skype screen share for a VOD review, because I don't have it on, only in my client.
Okay, I'll get back to you. So then just work on your item build. Gunblade was fine, that's good. I think your item build is okay, just don't go QSS first, it's not worth it. We'll learn to play around like damage early. Work on your combos and get creative with your combos for sure. Like don't just limit yourself to one combo. And yeah, that's pretty much it. A lot of things that I mentioned here, just definitely take into account and work on, because there was a lot of mistakes that you did make. But yeah. Alright, so that was the replay analysis for EternumFidelitas. I don't even know how to say that.